Hello, greetings. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And we can do stop share and greetings from, where am I again? Florida somewhere. I was going to do a live stream, but the internet here is not very good. And if you're wondering why this looks the way it does, well, because alternative, well, so if you prefer this, let me know. Yeah, there's not much to choose from here. Excuse me. It's been a long day. I've been on my feet all day long. Went to Disney World. Walked, channeled, connected to Galactic everything, for that matter, everything's. Oh, my eyes look kind of whacked out for some bizarre reason. It's just the lighting here. It's just, I can move around a little bit. So the lighting is, well, I guess I have to bring my own lights now. I have to bring a backup computer with me, just in case this one fries. And hopefully this is recording on both channels. I believe so. So greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Ivan Teller Comedy channel, or whatever you want to call it, the Galactic channel. Well, there's so much seriousness in the Galactic communities, or some of it. So, of course, you know, because I have an all-day job, so it's hard to have enough energy for, you know, anyway, to be less tired, but I do what you can do. Those that submitted questions to the site, to ivanteller.com or Spirit Social, I'll be getting back to you. So understand this is only for 2 days. I should be doing earlier stuff. Now, it's probably going to look like this. It's around 8 o'clock. So I don't know if it's going to look better when it's dark, but right now it's just this. So anyway, I'm going to go for a while here. So you're going to see the light transform. So you know how I can't do a live stream because the internet is just, I'd rather not, as much as I'd like to, because I really want to, but I'll be lucky I can do that. I'll be lucky if I can upload this afterwards. So it might take all night the way things are going. I try to do an upload every day, just because I enjoy it. I don't feel like I'm obligated. I enjoy doing it. And especially with the live streams, have helped out quite a bit, improved a great deal of direction and everything. So what brought me to Orlando? Well, it's Memorial Day weekend, and my Disney Pass is going to blackout after this month. So it's like it's good to keep distant from this place for a while, which I did for a couple months. So came out to Orlando here and there. So we're going to go into a couple of things. I'm going to go into what came through today. Before we do that, we're going to go back to Zoe. So if you're not aware of what all of this is about, so we're going to go into some of the details. If you're new to the channel or wonder why this all looks weird, but we're about to go into more weirdness. Oops. Get out of there. All right. Okay. All right, this is ivanteller.com. We do a little news flash and order a private session or visit our shop. And the shop is where you can submit questions. I'm going to be catching up to questions today, most likely tomorrow. So if you submit your question, I try to get to it 2 to 3 days, but of course with schedules and certain situations, you can also order private sessions here also, but as you can do, submit a question and you receive an audio file. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you can get a text with transcript. And there's also private sessions. I have a nice little picture of, not me, I'm not there. No, I'm somewhere else. Oh, there I am. Love it. And here's also Spirit Social. I thought that one disappeared. Okay, we have Spirit Social is an experiment going well. Here you can submit a question for me, healing and channeling consulting. The healing's at $15 because it does take about 15 minutes to do healing. You also have soul painting and one question from a day. And also you can do gift cards here very easily. And we also have Amazon type of trinkets here. Try to diversify a little bit. I know I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I'm going to add extra services here, but I can't even catch up with what I have right now. So I can go into more details onto that. Yeah, well, also, I know this is UFO Crunch. This is basically a bunch of YouTube videos. Of course, I have Alex Jones there. Well, only reason he's there is because he uploads a lot of new stuff, and where I grab videos, his stuff was the newest, so it's at the top. And I think it's all Alex Jones up here. But anyway, there are Galactic alien stuff. I don't know. I haven't been to this site in a while. We have some. I'm not sure if these links work anymore. Yeah, good, they do. So we do have a secure team. We don't have the newest stuff because it takes a while. The automatic uploader is not working at Happy Normal. But it's an archive, but it's not the newest. But if you're new to all of this, this is one place you can come to become more aware of what's going on. So it's not necessarily, the intention was never for, and there's Neil stuff and Project Camelot, and there's channeling Eric. So it's a little bit of everybody. It's an advertisement for everybody. It's just if you're new to all of this, I don't have a whole lot on here. I have just basically the main topics. Oh yeah, this is where, here's the archive. Notice that I've uploaded some stuff. I believe this is working. Oh, well, that worked out really well. Interesting. I wonder if any of their stuff is working. Well, maybe the video player is out. Great. Maybe it's just for them. A lot of stuff got. Oh, let me try somebody else. Yeah, these work. Most of them should work. I'm not sure why that one did not work. Yeah, it don't work. I believe this one is not here anymore. That's why it's not there. Anyway, well, either way, you get the idea. This is an experiment. Actually, you know what? I thought about taking it down because once the social network is fully functioning, that's going to be some time. But this is, I'm most likely going to be leaving this up. Only reason it's just the technology on it isn't the best. So just to give you an idea what's going on, yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes happening. Oops. So yeah, social network is, I might be able to dabble with it tonight. We'll see how things go. I'm going to answer questions and try not to lose my mind. I'm not sure if I'm going to go out tomorrow or not to do another visitation. Okay, with the subject of today, let's see, I wrote down some things down. Basically, the name of this video is going to be Galactic Martin Luther King. On the way to Disney, I kept feeling, I mentioned this in the video also, whereas in much more detail as you go in, anyway, it goes in a lot more detail at the parks. Of course, that's going to take me some time to upload this. Probably 2 weeks, the way my schedule is recently. You never know. It takes forever to upload this stuff and fix it anyway. Basically, what's going on the way there, I felt something special is going to come through. Not to say it always doesn't, but something different than what we're normally connecting to. And I felt like, when I see people there, at Disney, this is like preparing me for the future. It was, like, wouldn't it be nice for more people to realize where they're from, always have the idea of it. And that's what goes into like the Galactic Martin Luther King, because they were going into details. Nordics, Nathaniel with the tall blondes. I don't remember anybody else's channeling, but that Walt Disney came through. He immediately came through. Yeah, he's there. He's helping out where he can. A lot of people don't listen to him, but he's never going to leave that place ever. His presence is so heavy, it just came right through. But to go back to the alien stuff, was basically what they showed, like 10,000, like like in the marches on Washington, just for example. People go there not necessarily to be negative or protest. I guess they're protesting to some degree, but in the Million Man March or whatever it is, visualize a lot of galactic people aware of their galactic connections will be going to Washington or wherever as a peaceful, not a protest, peaceful connection to bring in the aliens, to share light. It's not going to be perfect. We're still figuring this. We have to work with this world. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to have best good days, great days. You have good days, bad days. No, nobody's perfect. But this is still, either way, it's on how you look at it and heal it. Of course, because I work 9 to 5, I'm like ready to pull a wall down, sometimes. It gets to you when you're doing stuff you don't really want to do. So it's quite understandable. Hopefully this is over. Hopefully the audio is recording. Okay, good. Hopefully it's recording on both channels. I'll go into that a little bit later. But basically, yeah, they showed light workers getting together. And as for my impact involved with that, I feel like I'm going to be a part of it over time. So it's pretty exciting when it happens. So basically, it's us bringing, it's not just aliens, of course. It's the spiritual energies all together. It takes time. We're not seen as a thing at all. We're just seen as evil or whatever it is, whatever you want to put it. Of course there is evil within spirituality. There's everything in there. But it's a lot more in depth than our reality. Our reality it's gonna close down eventually. It's gonna lose its steam. And it does also seem, now I'm picking stuff up, where we will have the chance to be heard instead of ignored. Many of us feel like we're ignored. And of course, it's going to be about elementals, aliens, angels, spirit world. Well, the thing about the aliens is they're very close to us. They're evolving with us. We're evolving with them. They're helping us evolve. But they can't show themselves because we're still adolescents. Not all of us, but you understand. There's just a thing on Young Turks. I'm going to bring it up anyway. They talked about on Young Turks or on YouTube. Like, I don't know what kind of news it doesn't matter, whatever. It was like negative news. It was like any other news. And he said aliens don't exist. It's like, I was in the military. I didn't see anything. It's like, there's a lot of people in the military that do see stuff and they're seen as phonies and all that. And they're seen as fake. So, you're a liar or whatever it is, or some people disappear, stuff like that. So, but from what I see, it's just people connecting and increasing their energies together to bring in a better world. And it just takes time to get there. So it's pretty fascinating, exciting. It takes time to build, of course. But of course, these numbers will increase. We will be heard. And let the world say whatever it wants to say. What does it do? It plays sports and just, works at a job and goes to the movies. And it's just like, there's a lot more. It's just the stuff that we're sold is just going to fall apart eventually on its own. Technically, it already is in some cases. People watch this stuff they watch movies on this stuff and everything. They're going to actually live it. And we can live it It's all in your belief systems. People are terrified of it. I believe it is this is a real thing, obviously. And channeling is part of it, of course. There's healings, is just so much. Everybody has their contribution to whatever. Even if you're silent, you're private with all what your connections are, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You're sending out a positive vibration no matter what. You are assisting an astral. You are doing your part. We all are. Even those that are not awakened are doing their part too. Also, I should say. Anyway, part two. So anyway, so it's exciting, and it's just, we are bringing in this new version of Earth. I know it sounds like a cult in some regard when you say something like that, but you're all doing it individually. You all do your own thing. You're just doing it all individually. Your point of view of your world, whatever it is, flat, boxed, whatever world it is. Anyway, I mean, all these worlds are all interconnected. We just don't see it. It's like a mall. You go to one world to the other. Depending on what dimension you're in, I imagine it's very much like that. So we're going to start seeing, and space itself will probably look different, probably in a different color. Why not? I mean, why not just shake everything up while we're at it? It's like, instead, people don't believe in this stuff. They get very angry, and the ego sets itself on fire. It's the same old stuff from them. And it's just, it's just rage. There's no love there at all, because there isn't any. So people are not going to. So it takes a while to evolve. And like, eventually, when I leave my job, lose my job. I don't think I get fired. I've done enough things to get fired from that place enough. Eventually, it's going to dissolve itself, where I can do this more full time. I'm working towards it. It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I keep saying it here and there. Eventually, it's going to lose its steam. I'm looking forward to that. That's for sure. But this is the early stages of going full time with all of this eventually. But it's going to be rattling cages, big ones. Mainstream media, government, whatever it is, well, you got to make themselves known. Oh yeah, I was at Disney, and yeah, a security guard came to me. I was in Fantasyland shooting like shots for other rides and stuff, just very quickly. I was outside Channel Walt Disney, and a security guard came to me and shook my hand. It's like it does look kind of weird. I am there. I have no kids. I don't dress like a tourist, so it's like whatever. Obviously, they got their eye on me, but I don't really care. I'm not doing anything. But only reason I go to these, I don't feel comfortable at Magic Kingdom at all. It is a kid factor. It's just creepy. It's creepy to have a corporation that even does that. It does make it feel, I mean, it markets the kids, basically. It's just not. But, the reason I go there is that's where the draw is. That's where all the people go. That's where the biggest theme park in the world. It's like, why am I? Yeah, it's like, that's where most of this message came from. Wasn't, because it's a place that gets attention. This is where, I wouldn't say where the fight is, but that's one way of putting it. That's not really, that's not what this is about. It's not where the war is or whatever, but, these populated places will eventually transform eventually to less tourism, more light worker, or what I got today from Metatron teacher, I think it was teacher who was saying, we're all teachers, and some teachers need to be students because they're not listening, so they become students. But we are all teachers. Some teachers don't want to listen, don't want to learn, and so they become students. That's interesting. I came from Metatron. I remember something I said, not much. I remember walking a lot. Actually, the weather wasn't bad at all. It was very sunny, but luckily, it was good. I lost my sunglasses, of course. Anyway. So it's exciting, and going out on these trips like this, going to the park is great. I enjoy that, but I gotta mix. I gotta go to these other places. Going to, like a nature park. I like that. I want to do more of that. Um, but even let's see, even there, it was like it's good, but it's like when you go to a populated place, it's like the aliens are entities, even angels. I think it's mostly alien. They want to go to nature parks. I channel more elemental stuff, but I'm not sure how much they have to say. Uh, another thing, I felt leprechauns around here, so I don't think it's just an Irish thing. I mean, they've been seen in Ireland. I'm feeling that there's different kinds of them. I never really thought about it, but it's not something I think about very often. But I think leprechauns. I think some of my videos getting light and dark. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it is. It doesn't matter. From what I'm feeling, it's like, yeah, they're seen in Ireland, obviously. I believe there's several different kinds. As for what that means, I'm not sure. You always like visualize them wearing, I'm wearing a green shirt or whatever, but some might. But I imagine there are different versions of it. It's not just Ireland. They are here for good luck, I feel. So maybe I'll connect to one at the parks. Yeah, leprechauns are not. It's like I'm coming here. It's like I felt leprechauns again. They're like little, yeah, they're little people. Some might look really weird, but not all. They're for good luck. They truly are. They're more than that, of course, but I feel mostly good luck. They watch us, they laugh at us, they give us intuition ideas. They do laugh at us a lot because we don't pay attention to them. They don't know we're here. Well, they get a chuckle out of it. Let's put it that way. They're not, not laughing like in a negative way, but they get just like the aliens, they get kind of a, oh, I know I'm jumping around a little bit. One thing about aliens, though, some of them do mock us tremendously because what we're doing to nature and each other. And they have a problem with us. And yet we're afraid and don't think they exist or whatever. If they do exist, we're still afraid of them. It's just, it's not an easy world, as you can tell. But I don't believe a lot of aliens they're so curious to us because our ways are so different than theirs. It's like we are like a wildfire, let's put it that way. We're like all over the place, as you can tell. You remove the manipulations because it's kind of hard to see that because a lot of us are robotic because our society is robotic. We're programmed. We remove the programming. We're all over the place. We're like crazy people. You imagine, if you remove money altogether and just give us freedom, but to travel without having to use funds, I always speaking from my perspective, things would be a lot different. I believe it would be. Look at for technology. They're inventing all this crazy shit. I think most people will get involved with something, and there'll be others that don't, but that'll be fine too. So the aliens are looking at us just in awe. It's like they can only go so far with their evolution. Not to say they can't evolve, they do, but they see us, and we're just like fire, and they're super advanced, but I feel like they have lost a lot. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's just they're not as rounded as we are. We have emotions. We are super unpredictable, free will. It's just we have all these old elements, and they have peace, love, happiness, and they only go so far. Emotions, negativity, come from worlds that don't even have negativity. Not a lot of it. It does. Of course, you get to the fourth density, and it's like Star Wars to a certain degree, kind of. But without our emotional connections, they can come here, go there, disappear, reappear, do this, do that. I don't know, it's hard. I'm not getting into it as fully as I should be, but probably because I don't understand it. But from what I see, they have limitations to their. Of course, we have limitations too. But you remove the manipulations, I believe it will be just all over the place. It's just our DNA. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff with us. It's just we're just this new creation that, well, like the Anunnaki is very similar to us in some ways, just without the manipulations. You can create, and they can just do insane things. But even us, I think we're like a more advanced version of Anunnaki. We haven't got to the creation process. In some ways, we have with technologies because we got assistance with that. As you can see, it's slowly evolving. Okay, it's on. I imagine many can visualize another. I'm going to open this up a little bit. A more advanced version of our existence. So, yeah, it does seem like we're going to be. Either way, I see aliens as, they can only go so far. They're always evolving, like Bashar's group. What does Bashar's group do? They talk all the time. I mean, of course, they do more than that, but for us, they don't have the pressures that we have. Some of us feel like we're going to go crazy all the time. They don't have that, so they don't evolve in our methods. You take away the manipulations. What you have left is a lot of creativity, a lot of insanity, but just a lot of. It's like the soul has evolved in a way where this body is an instrument. I know it's hard to fully visualize it here. Third density can only go so far, but it does seem like we can expand beyond what we are and beyond aliens also. And they know that. I imagine many are questioning that, but it does seem like we can evolve in a different way. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I don't explain it anymore, but it's like a feline alien. They're not that much different than cats in the state of like their mouths. They might be slightly different, but their gum lines, a lot of that is, of course, we're in third density. They have hair, shedding. Even if they have 5 fingers, they're telepathic. But, they have ears. Some of them have ears, not all of them. But imagine walking around shedding everywhere, just for example. And, they can get emotionally crazy here, that's for sure. But it does seem like even they have their limitations. Like human can do, I know it sounds weird, but it just those things that it feels like we have an advantage over a lot of them. Our emotions are a lot more out of whack. And this is why there are cats here, why there are canines here, to learn from us, to add to their society. That's the best way they can do it. The grays are very much within us, but still can't crack the code unless they're walking around like robots. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, a robot practically. Facebook, a robot. See what I mean? Trying to evolve. Notice how there's not a whole lot of personality there. It's kind of, but still very robotic. That's probably the best example of what I'm trying to get at. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, because that's like a alien machine right there. You see, it's like you talking, you don't understand what the hell he's talking about. Robot. Why can't, and this whole thing about people think they're average and I'm just an average human, that's not true. I don't believe any of that. That's our manipulations talking. We're super manipulated here, obviously. And you got to remove a lot of this stuff. It is a lot to remove. And most humans don't want to change from that. They want to be manipulated, and that's how it is. We're all crazy because we're connected to our energy fields, chakras. We're going by our intuitions, something that, your lucid dreams, you go into your dreams. It's like, what is my dream? What does this mean? So people say, oh, that doesn't mean anything because it's not on television telling them that it means something. The manipulations here, I mean, we're all programmed to be robots. You can say we're all being programmed to be like Mark Zuckerberg, to go back in evolution, because he knows how if you look up Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, he's a perfect example. He's going around every state warning jobs and stuff like that. That's like an alien warning how to be human. It's like, why would you be doing that? Trying to run for office? It's going to vote for him. He's a machine practically. But to me, that's the best example. There are others. For me, if you want an example of what I'm talking about, what an alien looks like, that's an alien. The way he talks, the way it's just all machine. I mean, it's Zeta. And Zetas are very much robotic. And you can go into Pleiadians. I believe Pleiadians are a lot more like us, and Yael are somewhat like us to a certain degree. They're more robotic in some, and we're not like that. We're just, because we get all these, like, I'm gonna blow my head off and stuff like that because I'm pressured, and so we're strengthening ourselves, and it's hard to see that. I think I mentioned this before, like when you have everything going for you, it's like, man, I just wish I had more pressure. I had more difficulty. Man, I know this. I get my yacht, I get my plane, I get to fly around, I get to do whatever, or whatever, just for example. And then life turns around, it beats the crap out of you. You don't have a plane, you just live on welfare, have no money, or you don't have welfare at all. You work at the dollar store, you have no money, you live with your parents, and you're 80 years old or 40 years old, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I wish I had it easier. You know what I mean? So it's like, that happened there for you to learn and expand, and there's different lessons within that. You're being tested like crazy, and there's a lot more to it than that. Not to say when you're rich, you're not being tested, but it's less tested. So more impatient. Of course, we all have that impatience, of course. Yeah, especially on the road. Yeah, I guess that's why. I mean, I'm impatient. I get tired of being patient all the time. Patience drives you insane. But it is useful, of course. So that's where I'm about to say this is all going to be. Yeah, it's getting dark. The lighting's getting a little bit better, I guess, to some degree. So anyway. So, I think Mark Zuckerberg he's the CEO of Facebook, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. I don't want to put him up a picture of it. I don't want to see that, but it gives you an idea of what a human robot looks like. And people, and I'm not saying that like as an offensive thing or anything like that. It's just the more robotic you are, pretty much showing your origins. Just for example, now most of us are coming from an alien existence. I came from, I don't know, I've had a lot of human lifetimes, not that many. Well, a lot, but not a lot. But I think more than enough. But especially now spirit guys are going against you and stuff like that. It's like, gotta clear all that out. But anyway, such as, okay, say if like you're what's a good example? Say if you're a mantis, an alien, you're reincarnated as human. All right, now you're in a human body. So what happens when you grow up? Your parents teach you how to walk, teach you how to talk. So, they have no idea, well, they do, but forgot where you come from. So they're teaching you how to be human, right? It's like everybody's come from, of course, a lot of people have human lifetimes. Oh, I can do this. I can walk like that. I know geometry or whatever, like whatever. Well, that's not always the case. But anyway, that's usually actually Arcturian from what I'm seeing, especially at a young age. So, words such as that, such as whiz kids. That's alien information download. Of course, it can be from our Akasha records, but a lot of it's alien also. It's a combination. I said, yeah, I can do all this math stuff. I cannot be in a relationship. I can't be, talk to people because I'm human. I don't know what to do. It's like, and I'm trying to do it and I can't do it, you know? So it's like, how is anybody going to know that? Because you're in this human, suit, basically. Just to give them an idea. It's like, you got to change the way you look at everything. For more of this will transform. So I don't know if any of this is helpful to anyone. Hopefully, just one way of looking at things. Yeah, from what the aliens are, I don't get a full indication of what's going on. They don't really tell me because I'm not. What I'm connected to is basically to crack open the human thought patterns. This is why I don't come in. Aliens don't come in and just say, "Oh yeah, my planet is blue and green, purple, whatever. I have 5 fingers or 10 fingers." Sometimes they do a little bit here and there. That's not what this is all about. It's about us. Of course, there's other channels, of course, that are to go into more of emotions, but still, why you have this money problem or whatever, for example, whatever, it's like, that's great. There's another direction, is your origins, and just bringing that into our mainstream to clear out the negativity here. Not to say it's going to be perfect with the alien information or angels or elementals. You're bringing a lot of their stuff more into our environment. But hey, we're in a world with a universe. And basically what this is about is that Earth humans, start realizing that we're alien connected to the Pleiades, the Syrians, etc. And we're going to start meditating on our own selves to see where we came from. The alien human, the Earth human is like, I'm going to try, what's my galactic name? Whatever it might be. What's your spirit name? What's your galactic name? Whatever you want it to be. I mean, that was another thing that came to the channel, I remember. It's like, what do you want to be? I mean, why not? I mean, you have people with no genders. You have, people doll. I don't care. I'm not sure if doll people is anything, but whatever. You have transgenders, no genders. You have alien people. Alien community people are going. It's like, I'm from the Pleiades. I'm from this. I'm from that. I'm from wherever. I don't know. I'm on this planet, but I don't feel like I'm from this world at all. I've always felt like that, never knowing what that meant. This feeling is a joke, feeling weird. It's like, it's not a joke, it's not weird. It's might as well just say it. Who cares what people think? All the mainstream media, all it does is shoot out negativity. That's all it is negativity. Where is it ever nice? Does not exist. Very little. Maybe the local news might talk about somebody ate ice cream or something like that. It's about their only function in life is telling you the weather, basically. Other than that, what bad thing happened yesterday or today or what, you know what I mean? It's like, what is this place? Yeah, it's like a prison, basically. We're just here to be programmed, basically. And to undo the programming, it's like, you know what? I'm going to start programming myself. Basically, what reality world you want to live in, and who you want to be, how do I make myself happy? And being in a relationship does not bring happiness at all, not in this world. It might bring some, but not for most of us. Some people are looking for relationships to find happiness. Why can't you find happiness within yourself? Why do you have to be dependent on a relationship? You can have a relationship with yourself. Notice how it went kind of foggy there. And people aren't realizing that. It's, oh, yeah, like where I work, it's like you get pressured. It's like, oh, you're not dating anybody. What's wrong with you or whatever. It's like, I don't need any of that right now. I don't feel like I can connect to any female or just, I feel like just be alone, work, share, and not care about relationships. They don't mean anything to me. Not at this time, maybe in the future, but relationships don't mean anything. I mean, friend relationships, yeah. And those that they're hearing this message, but as for intimate relationship, I don't have any energy for it. I don't really care. I've seen too many people throw their lives away for an old flame, old girlfriend, or some of these women I know are throwing their lives away for a boyfriend that they don't even, guys don't even want anything to do with them. So it's like, what is that? Yeah, I don't know what that's anyway. That's a whole nother. I'm not going into that. But it's like, what is this place? It doesn't make it. So so connecting more to yourself and going beyond what this reality offers us. Yeah, this is the real world. Not really. I mean, I have to work in it to survive. Obviously, all of us do just feel like at least for a job at work. Yeah, it's the real world for right now. I'm removing that somehow. I'm not sure how I'm doing it, but it's being removed ever so slightly. But everybody can connect to what is it your intuition's telling you, basically. It will open up eventually. For me right now, it seems like my priorities is to just reach out to others with this, what messages I receive. And obviously the alien feels a lot of Palladian here. Everybody's here. Mostly Palladian. Well, the Palladians feel like they can connect with us because they look like us. It does seem like in our Earth history, I mentioned this here and there, they did let us down. But what it feels like, they didn't know what this place was. I believe this place was beyond their comprehension. I don't think they knew it was going to get this bad. So, see what I mean? I don't think they saw us really losing control where, we're not feeding our own people. You know what I mean? We're just treating each other like trash, basically. It's like, that was unbelievable. Like, life is cheap. Your life life in Atlantis went on for 1,000 years, maybe, depending, maybe less than that. Hopefully, that's a long time. But anyway, from 1,000 years to like 20 years to 10, your teeth are rotting, your body is rotten, everything's rotten. It's like, ouch. It's like, who saw that coming? Some did, but I don't think they even saw the extreme of it. I don't think so. I think they saw the downfall of Atlantis. Some did. I don't think all of them did. I don't think they realized how bad it was going to get either. So, okay. All right. I might do a couple of videos throughout the day. Probably not. Maybe earlier than usual. We'll see. Or maybe my normal time. I'll think about it. I'm still debating what to do tomorrow. It doesn't matter. All right. I was going to go into World War II. I'm going to go into a little bit of that for today. As I said, tomorrow is up in the air. Let me think. All right. Possibly I'll do some in the afternoon time or another video. We'll see. See how I feel. Today I beat myself up today pretty good, but I'm okay. At least my face isn't all red like it usually is. At least that first time I journaled was in August. I was really hurting that day. That was my first channeling day in these places. So, okay. As for I connected ever so slightly to Dwight Eisenhower in World War II. The reason World War II came up to mind is when I was connecting to London, I saw a different direction. Like, look at it from another point of view. I believe I mentioned some of this already. Maybe not. As for what happened in World War II, like somebody was saying to me, this is a while ago. Actually, the person that told me this worked at Disney when I worked at Disney, like in 2000. In 2000, I worked there for 3 years, something like that. I made a video about it ages ago. That's not a big deal. About that Hitler was in heaven, and that the people that were exterminated. I don't like to talk about that. I mean, I don't like to look at it. I mean, anyway, they were just looking for a way off this world. I don't like that. I don't. So, like Hitler's in heaven, having a blast, and it was no big deal. No, it was a big deal. The Holocaust. I don't think anyone really saw the Holocaust coming. Even the aliens, I believe some of the aliens did see it, but there's nothing you could do. It was like one point of view. I believe I made a video about this. The reason that World War II started is to bring in technologies to help us with the ascension. There's much more to it than that. I mean, and so we needed to go to war to, notice how the Nazis had all these advanced technologies, but they had help. And I was involved with it to some degree. I guess this is why you make connections with certain people that you later want to stay away from. But yeah, this was not information I downloaded. Somebody told me this. That was I want to go to my part in World War II. I've already gone into this, but yeah, to pressure Hitler to go into war to bring in technologies, because the technology is going to help us with our ascension. As you can see, we have internet, we have all this stuff. So the Nazis got a lot of technology. I also believe that, I'm going to go into this a little bit, Hitler was in Agartha. I don't think he died either. I don't think he shot himself. I don't think so. I'm not feeling that. At one time I felt it, but one time I don't think it happened. I believe there are clones of him, and I believe that there was a picture of him in South America. I don't think it was him, but I believe it was a clone of some kind. That's my feeling of it. But I don't think he died. There's no way to know. I don't think he died. I think he died eventually, yes. But I believe it was more in Gartha from what I'm feeling. That I'm not sure of. I think he was in Agartha. Possibly died there. Agartha is just, you can see the Nazi escapism. American government is ran by the Nazis, basically. It's called the Republican Party. So it's here. And corporations, IBM, that made the stamps for the Nazi for the Jews, the stamps on their arms. That was all IBM. They're still in business. It's like, what is this? It's like, so we're supposed to believe our government? No. So as for what happened with the Holocaust, I believe it was they saw it, but I don't think they believed it was going to get to the extent where it did. It does seem like a lot of reptilians got involved with it, mostly reptilian from what I'm feeling, possibly other beings, but mostly I feel reptilian. And, understand it was still human doing this. You can't blame the reptilians. It's the human. The reptilians were not helping, but it was still human hands doing it. That, we're just being manipulated. Yeah, I believe that the Jews are basically, they wanted to, it was Nordic, with the Nordic DNA for the Aryan race, but I don't think even them wanted the extinction of the Jews. Actually, some of them, were, but not all. Some are just horrified by it. My feeling is, I don't think all of them were. Some were, yes. Like I said, there's other beings involved. But from what I feel mostly, it's reptilians that just wanted us gone. And of course, humans fell for that and just want to exterminate us. So I believe it was not all reptilians, of course, only a small group. They become obsessive, just as we did. They get fed off the blood. They loved it. They became inhumane. The reptilians themselves feel like they became even like beyond what other reptilians are. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, that's my feeling. It's like some reptilians like, have you lost your mind? And the reptilians became very much like human, like just insane. That was insane. They're just like, I believe some of the reptilians, of course others, sectoid also, But you're going to go into all that. It's just too much. I believe some of the reptilians are just like, man, they're just, look at all those bodies on there. I'm just going to feast on all. I love it. Especially the young ones and stuff like that. Also, it does feel like, I'm going to jump around a little bit, like children sacrifice. I feel that's very much an Anunnaki. It could be reptilian, but I feel more Anunnaki. You feel the power from a child. It just gives them power for being sacrificed. They just love it because it's a new soul and it's forbidden and it goes on and on. And it's gross. And so the Holocaust is just one big high, basically, unfortunately for some. And some beings became super inhumane. It does feel like also some beings got kicked off this planet for good. Or maybe a lot got kicked off. So it was just, like you say, you can blame the aliens. Still, we were the ones doing it, or the Nazis, or however you want to look at it. It was still just atrocious. Like I said, we're going to get different perspectives. Now, this is just small. As for, I'm getting this from source, basically. From one point of view. I'm basically going to get this from my guides. I'm not sure what. I'm getting from an assortment of places. I'm looking back there like I just looked at them. It's funny. It's actually dark out, but you can't tell because of the light. Anyway, doesn't matter. Actually, what time is it? It matters. As for technology, I already lost my point of view, my train of thought. One moment. As for war bringing in technologies for the ascension, let's see. There's different methods that are going to be utilized. War was the last resort. I believe that the Industrial Revolution was involved with that, was part of it. I believe I mentioned this before. I mean, I really do feel the Zetas had a lot to do with that. And they gave us stuff they shouldn't have gave us. Because we didn't understand shit back then. I mean, there could have been a little bit more. I mean, lives are lost and just, the water is polluted. I mean, they could have went about a whole different way. Of course, there's different ways of looking at that, but with the Zetas, it feels like a lot of technologies were given to us without the instruction book. Obviously that's how you learn, but some of it was just hazard to our health, basically. I mean, look at how we are now. We're still kind of, our soil is being manipulated right now. We're not healing the way we should. We're not, we're all a bunch of fat blobs half the time. We can't keep ourselves healthy because we're not eating proper fruits. From what I feel, is that the Zetas had a lot to do with our technology. It wasn't just them, but others. I just feel like the Zetas brought in stuff a lot more quicker than the other ones did. And the problem is, when they do that, and understand that they did have some hand in it, but it was mostly us. Now look at World War II. That was a lot of alien interaction there. They just hit it well. Yeah, because the Nazis were doing all kinds of crazy shit. So that was very alien. Anunnaki was involved, of course. Nordics, all kinds of stuff. Beings we don't probably even heard of, most likely. Tau Ceti, I feel them. So, you get into it's like, it's too much. But anyway, for us, it's too much. Well, for right now, at least. It'll get easier over time. So, but let's see here. Anybody have them? All right, Nathaniel is here right now. Yeah, they're saying there's different ways of looking at it. all right, we're just going to do a blank slate on World War II. We're just going to go into a whole different way of looking at this. We'll go back to that subject in a second. As for about helping us with Ascension, we're just going to, that way I can take all my thoughts, anything I was thinking, talking about, let's clear that. Let's see here. Our trends are here to give a little bit different perspective. Well, war was the fastest way, because the way we were going was not great. We had a Great Depression. A lot of it had to do with the Great Depression. See, from what it looks like, we were actually going at a pretty good, we're going okay. But the Great Depression, that was the case. And so war was pretty much the answer, because it does seem like the Great Depression was brought in by reptilians and other beings, of course, to, you can say one way, not to help us. Let's put it that way. So from what it feels like, to contradict that, to, okay, you're going to give us that. All right, well, let's find some other way. Because it does seem like over time, because notice we don't need another war to enhance our technology. So it does seem like if the Great Depression did not happen, well, it had to do with money and Illuminati. Illuminati wanted control over the human race. Now they felt like they had enough technology to know how to do it. So it feels like they moved in on us a little bit harder than they should have or would have. It was their decision. And our naivety not to notice it. Some of us got a little bit complacent during the 1930s. It's like we did have technology in some cases, in the primitive, whatever, if you want, whatever you want to call it. It just, people were not paying attention to what was going on. And as you can tell, the Federal Reserve was created in 1932, I believe. I forget, 1933, whatever the year was. I forget. But the Federal Reserve, and that's all a bunch of, people weren't paying attention to what was going on. And they were, as you can tell, very asleep. And how naive we were. People were very intelligent back then, but still weren't seeing the full picture. Reminds you of something, right now. So from what I'm feeling, people are very naive. Not all, but a good amount. And people weren't listening, like right now. And so it feels like we're taking advantage of, I believe when the Federal Reserve was created, all of a sudden we have this Great Depression out of nowhere, because everything was manipulated. It was just, I think part of it was to wipe out the human race to a certain degree. Not all of it, but it wasn't there to help us. It was there to do some great damage, and it did. That was obviously well orchestrated. The rich got richer and the poor got very poor. So I feel like the next thing was a war to get us out, because, what are we going to do, as a human race? So part of the heavy manipulations that are going on, a war seems to be like no other choice now. That's my feeling. Okay, let's go back. No depression. Take that out. It looks like we never had a Great Depression at all. I believe that technologies would have been given to us at a slow rate, but enough where we can evolve our technologies into where we are. Maybe not exactly now, but I believe there are ways of doing it. Look at now. We got AI. We got stealth bombers and shit. I think they would have found another way. But then again, Roswell happened also. I believe 1930. I forget what year that happened, but I don't remember. But interesting. Yeah, I don't remember the date of that. Let's see here. Roswell crash. Because the Great Depression was at like, what, 1929, right? Okay, so Roswell happened a lot after that. And then the Great Depression, notice how the aliens moved in. Yeah, 1929. So my feeling is, now this is just what I'm getting, is if there was no Great Depression, I believe we would have evolved slowly, but evolved. I believe there would have been ways of bringing technologies to us eventually, in some way, shape, or form. But the Great Depression kind of put us in a course of destruction, as you can tell. And so war was inevitable. I think the World War One was like before the Great Depression, obviously, like 1918 or something like that. So the Second War was inevitable. So, which caused the rise of Hitler, which caused, it caused a lot of, so like I said, if you're removing the Great Depression, I believe there would be, I'm not sure, I'm not going to go into details of how, I don't know. It's not important, really. But it does seem like we would have went in a whole other paradigm. That wasn't the case. It does seem like the elites wanted us gone from the planet. It's like we have our power. Obviously, they wanted that in the past. But now they got technologies. The world's changed. We got newspapers. We got technology. We got stuff. It feels like, and the elites are always connected to aliens. Always. Of course, we are too. We just don't realize that. But they're more aware. They're more, metaphysics and stuff like that. Yes. And also go into a little bit more of, it's like, the reptilians just showed up in our government, just 1947, made a deal with Eisenhower. I believe it was Eisenhower. Yeah, well, obviously. Just like that. No. So, yeah, I was surprised. I thought Roswell happened a lot sooner earlier than that, but anyway. So with the alien connections we have now, oh yeah, I'm thinking about two different things. And I'm hearing something. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Very bizarre way they do that, but anyway, it's okay. It's not alien, it's some hotel thing going on. But anyway, to go into more of, where am I going with this? Because I'm jumping around a little bit. Yeah, because I want to explore this. Okay, you have your Illuminati. They know about the reptilians. At least your higher ups do it. Rockefeller's around being a, what? The father Rockefeller is, if you look in history, pain in the ass. Nothing's changed there. But it's like 1947 happened, brought in the black projects. I know I'm kind of jumping around from World War II, but this kind of goes into World War II. We're gonna go back, but I'm going to bring in other beings. What happened is, where am I going with this? Is like the Greys got involved with our government after Roswell, according to whatever it is that you want to connect to it. It does seem like they got more of a hold on us, was what happened. They're already here. They've already got their hands on us already. They've already been manipulating us in the past. It seems like Roswell was just another grab onto us, basically, where it became almost public to a certain degree of what was here. It also seems like there was predictions done on Roswell happening also, like a shot down of some kind. And it does feel like the Greys were shot down by reptilians, and possibly Greys also involved with it. So you can get a heavier hold on the United States. As I said, that the aliens are already involved, but it seems like they did that to fully, they they didn't have the power that they wanted to. They had it, but they didn't have us under control as like they like to. See what I mean? It's like now they got us on our food. They got us. They found a way to really, because what happens, the humans have to agree. Just like a being that you don't see manipulates you, you have to agree to that manipulation. Like, oh, just go be a bitch or something like that. That's a gray or a reptilian doing that, whoever, Nordic, whatever. Or a Nordic says, you're not skinny enough. Stop eating that. You stop eating stuff. You stop doing stuff. That's how they operate. You agree to it. You don't know where that you agreed to it. So Roswell happened to, bring in the aliens. Like, you were going to agree to this. And they had us by the balls, of course. And now they're manipulating everything. We're all being weaponized. I guess we're all in some ways being weaponized ourselves against each other. It's all part of some, so, I mean, imagine if the Great Depression didn't happen, imagine something else would have happened, most likely. But anyway, you can play with that all you want. Drive yourself crazy. But as for World War II, it does seem like it was inevitable. Yeah, it does seem like they were bringing help us advance. There were other options, but none of them seemed to work. As for helping us, it seems like those that they did help some become wealthy. Not to say a wealthy person can save the world, especially in a Great Depression. But those that they were helping to help humanity went against them, became greedy. So it seems like those that did assist to become rich, they didn't see them. Yeah, I don't know who this is. It might be part of those that became part of the Illuminati. I'm not sure. IBM might be one of them. It does seem like IBM is one of them, because I was part of basically early computing. And there's other companies also. DuPont. DuPont is already part of the Illuminati, but it seems like DuPont, not all of the Illuminati is all dark, but this seems like DuPont became more dark. It's not all dark. Some of it might be. One of the family, this like DuPont, I believe they started weaponizing food and everything. I think so. They do it. I think they're a chemical company. I don't remember the details, but anyway, they're involved with us. It feels like DuPont's pretty. See, I mean, it's like they're working with people to help us, and they turn against them. So it's like war is inevitable. It's like, I believe there are other ways they're trying. Not to say that they've been, worldwide changing, but there is a plan. There was many plans. To go into that is not really that. Maybe in the past, this doesn't seem like it's all that important right now. But it does seem like it was part of our war. Was like inevitable, basically. It's like, what do we know best? Well, we know how to kill each other. We're good at that. You look at our history. So, but obviously, I believe there was other alternatives. It's just we're not. We're so heavily manipulated. It's like we don't have any other choice. It's like, there's probably others, but it's just so much corruption. It's like what do you do with the shitstorm? I mean, just what do you do? So when the war was started, as you can tell, many were there to stop it, but not entirely. The United States didn't even get involved with it. So I believe the United States even funded a lot of the World War II. So the Nazis, of course. So I mean, it feels like just the manipulations, and it's like there are ways around this stuff. It's just we're not interested. So going to the extermination of the Jews, I don't believe. I mean, beings that saw that coming, yes, I'm just horrified. Let's see here. No one truly agreed to that. It just, from what I'm feeling, just kind of happened. I mean, contracts were changed. And it's like, what are you going to do? It's like, it feels like a heavy manipulation came in. Obviously, contracts were some did escape. Of course, it does seem like many did agree to it also. It feels like last minute to some degree. It's like where do we where do you go? Some obviously some many escaped, but many did not. 6 million Jews did not escape. So it does seem like in some ways it was self-sacrifice to help the world awaken to where it is going. This is basically the atrocities, where it's also send a message to the universe that we need help and we're not getting it. There's much involved with it. It's just like, this needs to change. Manipulations need to change. And has it really, in some cases it has. But it's just like, I feel like it was a call to help for the universe to move in more. But obviously, it's just, for many, they had no way out. Either they're too afraid to leave, to escape, or just too late. It's hard for one to feel as like, you're living this life, you see the Nazis doing their thing. It's like, for the most part, I think we'll be able to survive this. Of course, others felt differently. It's like their intuition was telling them, get out. And they listened to that. A lot of them did not listen. Not to say, I know it's a very controversial situation. A lot of them did get out because something wasn't right. But also it does seem like there's just much more to it. It's a lot of self. It's just bad stuff. There's much more into that going into detail. It's a touchy subject. It does seem like a lot of souls wanted to learn what that was about, to see what this world was about, and to experience things like that. Many were not planning on coming back here. And that was another way for them to escape, you could say. Basically what I'm feeling is like, if you're going to do this, like if you're going to start, Auschwitz, if you're going to do this, we're not coming back to your world. That's the message I got there. We're not coming back. It's like, you're going to kill us, you can go right ahead. We're not coming back. And it's like it's like sending a message to your world and the universe. It goes much more than that. It's it's a touchy subject. I'm not sure. Well, on that matter, you go into more of the Nazis. Let's move away from that. That's just, I wanted to at least give some. So I don't want to say at least for the Holocaust, not to say that people just weren't listening to their intuitions. There's a lot more to it than that. Some did, but that's not why a lot of them died. It's just, it seems like the soul agreements just changed to that. It's just like there's a lot of reason behind it. The soul was just, there's many reasons, but they knew what they were getting into. And many did see their future families of what they would learn from this, that how fragile life is. And a lot of them that died in that had many lifetimes as Jews and persecuted. Not all, but it seems like quite a few. They felt like they're not welcomed here anymore. It's like, if you're going to do this to us, it just shows that we are not welcome on your world. It's more to it than that, but yeah, it's a delicate subject. I don't believe people went to that just to leave this world. It just, like, you go into soul agreements, it does seem like many souls can get trapped in a way where it's like, I didn't sign up for this, and look what's happening. I'm put on a train and taken over to Auschwitz or one of the concentration camps. It's like, I believe that is, not everything's soul. Well, it's it's a delicate situation. Let me see here. It does seem like obviously the souls are aware of what's going on, and it's all a personal situation, basically. There's personal reasons for it. It goes a lot more deeper into what we are really ready to understand, basically. But yeah, it's horrible. But in a lot of ways, a lot of those, what happened there is happening to us right now, just a slow version of it. Like they're doing to our food and everything. It's another version of it, basically. We're being, we're under chemical warfare, basically. So, as for the Nazis and their creation process, it feels like a lot of young souls were involved with that are just easy to manipulate. And it does seem like many of them, this is easier to connect to than that other one. I don't want I don't want to get into it. But for the Nazis, it seemed like the soul wanted to teach themselves a lesson. And many learned it, many did not. Many just went along with it, and many got involved with it. Oh yeah, this is a great idea. And they're not killing Jews and just doing horrible things. It's like, I don't know if I don't feel human anymore, So it's, a lot of them are gun ho in the beginning. Not after. It took a while for some. It's like, I'm not sure if this is the right thing anymore. So it also feels like a lot of cops are the same way, manipulated to some degree. Like Nazis, in some cases, some are. They have a power trip. They have authority over us. Now, there's some cases like that, not all. And he's like, how can that happen in Nazi Germany? It'll never happen again. Really, look at the police there, the mentality of the police. It's the same as Nazi Germany. Some cases. So, well, why do we put up with it? It's all individual reasons. So why do we put up with that stuff? So you might want to think again when it's like, oh, that'll never happen here. Think again. It is happening here, just in a different way. So, yeah, the mentality changes and gets very, bizarre. Obviously, many did not trust Hitler. There were many clones or lookalikes. Let's put it that way. More lookalikes. He was connected to the Zetas. There's tall blonde Nordics. He did see some Nordics. It does seem like this, the Aryan race was downloaded like a dream. The alien race was kind of like a, just some kind of downloaded, like a dream. It wasn't just a thought. Hey, part of it was, but this was a lot more into it. It was like building blocks. It was like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Aryan race, white, blue eyes. It was just. It does seem like Hitler became more. Let's see here. It does feel like he didn't care, from what I'm gathering, from the deaths that were going on in the concentration camps. I'm not getting that he cared. What he did worry him the most is that during the war, it felt like the American occupation. From what I'm feeling, they were told they were going to lose the war. I think it's pretty obvious. They were told they were going to lose it, and there was a method behind it. I believe they were told how it was going to happen. And so they kind of let it happen. But obviously, I don't think Germany lost, from what I'm saying. There's a lot more to it than that, of course. That's what's public. Project Paperclip is just what's public. There's a lot more to it than that. I believe there's a lot more to it than that. But also, it does seem like underground bases that we hear about, I mean, those are being worked on, not just in Germany, but here too. So, in some ways, they feel like Germany was even giving the United States some information too. You know, like who's running Washington? Felt like Germany to a certain extent. I forgot who the general was. It was, oh, was it? Oh, was it general that Patton? Patton said the U.S. government is ran by Nazis, and Patton ended up dead after that. I think somebody ran him over with a car. It's like I forgot what happened to it. Yeah, he got demoted. He hit a kid or something like that in the army. Got demoted and then got hit by a car. Depends on who you believe on that. So, it goes a lot more than that probably. So as for World War II, of course, there's a lot that goes into the many manipulations that's involved with it. But as you can tell right now, people are not, they don't care. A lot of them do, but not enough. People are just like, oh, this is all crazy. I'm going to go back and be told what to do by my television. Go be entertained by Netflix or whatever it is. Things have not changed. The more people become more aware of their galactic connections, more knowledge would come through. So this is just a walkthrough, it seems right now. This is a really touchy subject, but I feel like they're testing some of this from what I'm gathering to see what people are feeling comfortable with before they go further from what I'm gathering. Yeah, our NASA is a hoax, basically. It didn't matter where they went. It didn't go anywhere all that important. Of course, it's for us to feel like we are evolving, and some of it was true, some of it was not. I mean, obviously the missions are true and stuff like that, but there's a lot more technologies, obviously, within the Black projects that are concealed from us because they don't think we can handle it. They see us as children, and they like to keep it that way. They feel like they're the parents, like mom and dad, and we're just the kids. It's one way of looking at it. Mother, father, children. But when you start looking their way, then they get worried. Especially when you start finding where they are, like using your own abilities, such as, and you can do this if you wish, remote viewing, things of that sort. People have done it, but it's like they don't really care. When you start getting like accurate places where they are, I believe they have a lot of that shielded from what I'm gathering. But it doesn't mean you can't go roaming around if you want to. I haven't really done that. I'm not feeling I really need to because I connect them in a different way. But eventually it will come out. Of the shadow government, it will. When? That's another story. From what, my feeling is, I mean, it's like through my channels, I bring up some of it here and there, Archon, stuff like that. I believe it does help to a certain degree. But I believe the shadow government will not necessarily need to focus on it that much, but will come out through not just whistleblowers, just from my feeling, they're just going to open the doors one day. Some part of it. It's like they'll open up a hangar or their supercomputers or whatever it is. Say, fuck it. It's like, we'll give you a glimpse of what we're doing. It seems like that is going to appear eventually. It does seem like they're going to get kind of sick of us too. It's like going to Area 51. They're going to get kind of tired of us going there all the time. Not to say they're going to tell us anything. But it does seem that part of the shadow government will get sick of us intervening in some ways in time. This is hopefully I'm still recording. Okay, good. Yeah, just shut off. Great. That's nice. Well, now I've been going on for a while. Probably should wrap this up. Hopefully this is educational to a certain degree. Well, it's funny how that went down when I was talking about what I was talking about. That's kind of convenient, don't you think? To go back into that again, it does feel like the shadow elites, part of them will, yeah, I feel like the NSA just tapped in. It does seem like, I don't really care. Hopefully it doesn't take like 2 days to upload this. It does seem like more will become out for us to see. You see like stealth bombers and things like that. A second. I believe I'm back on. Yeah. Like stealth bombers. I mean, that's not super advanced. Jets, not super. I mean, there's stealth bomber. Probably other things out there now. There's this. I'm not sure if you've seen this. Imagine people have seen it. There's a spaceship. It's got news on. I'm surprised they got it. Of or a looks like a NASA ship. It's a secret space ship. It's all wrapped up. Here, let me go to it. 1 second. Let me change. All right, I'll be back. Okay, yeah, you see this? I was surprised they make the Boeing is on it. Yeah, that's why I feel Boeing is going to get to the moon before anybody. That can change. It's stuff like this that just makes you wonder. So it's things like this that are going on. See what this is like? This is in our face, but there's no explanation. And this isn't super advanced, but it is kind of bizarre. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not sure what that is. That's just it's my plan with. I don't know, but I imagine they do. Are from my feeling, my feeling is that they're going to put stuff in our. They're going to bring stuff out. They might not put a whole lot of light on themselves. Not to say they're going to see anything super advanced in the skies, but it does seem like they're going to bring out some of their stuff, and I'm not sure what goes around with that. So I probably should wrap this up before this thing shuts down on me again. It's been a while. I've been on for an hour. I didn't do any channel. I didn't do a full channeling like I was planning on doing, but I'm tired. I kind of did a channeling whoever came through. I didn't give myself a break. I know the World War II stuff I kind of dabbled in and go into a full detail, but hopefully that's somewhat helpful. I know that's like skimming the surface a little bit. I want to go into a little bit more. I know the shadow elites a little bit more because they're watching and they're listening, obviously. I don't know if they're scared. I don't think so. I do believe their manipulations can only go so far. But from my feeling is not to worry about it, of course. Welcome their visitation, meaning words of wisdom. The more anger you have for them, you get nowhere. Oh, My stomach's feeling weird. Anyway, I better go. I'm not feeling well. Okay, all right, I better get going. My stomach's feeling bizarre. Yeah, it's the Illuminati getting to me. Anyway, it's funny how that happens too. So that's kind of weird. Okay, my body's slowing down a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, I want to go. Okay, because I want to finish this up. What I mean is, yeah, I know like Alex Jones gets all pissed off about everybody, but I believe when you go into the spiritual connections, you do connect to the Illuminati and stuff like that. Doing it a nice way, of course, and you get a positive result. Of course, you have to be careful manipulations, things of that sort. But I believe that will help us heal the planet. If the rest of humanity does not want to connect, does not mean you don't have to. That you can in a positive way. If you go negative, I think you're just going to get negative back. If you're kind with them, they'll be happy to have a conversation, play cards with you, whatever it might be, and listen to you also. That shows that you're grown up. If you say they don't exist, go right ahead. They do exist. Only reason I'm bringing this up because it's important. Yeah, my stomach's feeling weird. Okay, I gotta get out of here. So blessings. I'm gonna try and do more of these. Maybe another one tonight. I'm gonna do questions that submitted to the site. I do a couple, and hopefully, I might do another video. Hopefully this uploads. So much love, blessings. Take care.